before you even say, well, how do I get started with YouTube? You have to be clear about why you want to get started with YouTube. So what I have found, and this is something I found accidentally because it started happening to me. So I was putting videos there, here and there, like there was no strategy, right? And then I started noticing in 2020, people were finding certain videos I put up there, and these videos were so choppy. And some of these videos, I've had people watch them and then DM me and then say they want to sign up for my coaching and literally pay me the next day.
Hello, welcome to Monetizing Mompreneurs podcast, where I take you behind the scenes with industry leaders, entrepreneurs, moms, working professionals, and amazing people pursuing their passions and going for their dreams. And I'm your host, Linda Mendable. I am here with Alma Bradford, and she is a business growth strategist for women service providers, freelancers, agency owners, and consultants. She runs an online education and consulting business at almabradford.com. Alma, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. Thank you.
Yes, I'm excited. So sometimes I get a little tongue twister. So it's Alma.
It's Alma, it's Spanish. I'm
Alma.
Boricua.
Oh, Boricua. Okay. And
Yes,
that's
I'm
awesome.
mixed with Boricua, African American. So that's where you got the Spanish first name and American last name.
So I'm sitting down with my Boricua amiga. I'm hoping, because I want to make this connection.
Yeah.
So I've been following you for a while, and you have a YouTube channel and you do a lot of things. So tell us, let us get to know you. What do you do?
Yeah. So, okay, I started my business like over 10 years ago as a social media manager. And over the years, I was just basically growing that. I grew it into a marketing agency. And then, and I will share my journey as we go through this interview because it's really interesting. But I've been doing it like on and off and growing it. And then about 5 to 6 years ago, I started doing pretty much like memberships, courses, and I kind of became a course creator, business coach, because when you sell memberships, then you sell courses, I also do one-to-one coaching and consulting. So now my business has grown even more and kind of gone into a new direction. That's why I started the YouTube channel. And now I'm doing, I guess I could say I have a creator business because I also have brand sponsorships now. I do affiliate marketing, and it's just been really amazing. So, yeah. So basically, what I do is my niche and who I mainly talk to are women who are freelancers, women who are doing done for you services. So that could be other women who do marketing, social media managers, virtual assistants, even business consultants, business coaches, web designers, graphic designers, women who are like actually doing the work for you, and they mainly focus on helping other businesses grow. So a lot of women who have online businesses, typically you hire a virtual assistant, you may hire a podcast manager, you may hire an OBM manager to help you with your business. And so I mainly focus on helping women in that specific done for you freelance niche. So really service providers who help other businesses, I guess B2B. And the reason why I'm saying all these different terminologies, because I don't know, people call themselves freelancers, people call themselves service providers. So it's like all these different names, but yeah, that's who it is.
Yeah, because that's true. In the industry, there's definitely different lingos, lead gen, and ROI, and all this, right? So, okay, so talk a little bit. So you started your YouTube channel, that started growing. You're getting brand sponsorship, and you did do a pivot, right? Because I saw your announcement that you pivoted.
I basically, I did pivot my niche. I decided to niche, but I've changed my business model where now I'm really more in the creator economy. So I'm more of a creator. So that's where the YouTube channel comes in. And I'm super excited to talk about this because I know a lot of women in your audience, a lot of moms, they want to figure out different ways to monetize, different ways to make money. And there's just so much they could do. So if you are a service provider, maybe you do coaching, freelancing, this is another revenue stream that I didn't even know about. I just kind of like learned about it within the last year. I mean, I always knew that they had influencers, right? But now there's this thing called the creator economy. And companies now are reaching out to small creators, people who have audiences on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and they're collaborating with creators. There's just so much going on. So, as far as my pivot, really I'm just focusing a lot more on creating lots of content, both free content on my YouTube channel to help people and my podcast. And I have a newsletter as well. And those are kind of like the channels I use as a funnel to bring people into my world. And then I also have paid programs, courses, digital products, and I do some one-to-one coaching as well, mainly helping women who are service providers. So yeah, but that's where I am, and I'm excited.
Yeah, amen. So what are you most excited about?
I'm excited about my YouTube channel. Like I've always, since I was a little girl, I used to want to be like a filmmaker, director. And then when I got older and got into high school, I realized that Hollywood, like it's a gated community. Like you have to go through, to be accepted by them. And then they only take certain people in on the inside. I was like, I don't want to do this. I want to do whatever I want. I don't want no one telling me, well, you have to be this and that, or you got to be part of our club and then we'll let you do a movie. And then I was just like, nah, I don't want to do that. So I gave up on my dream of being a Hollywood director. But all my life, I've always been a storyteller. I've always told stories. I used to write like novels and short stories in school, and I've always wanted to tell stories. So when I started my marketing business, I was able to get into that and get paid by clients. But then when I learned about YouTube, I was like, oh my gosh, I literally could just do this full time and get paid by sponsors and affiliate. I mean, there's so much you could do on YouTube. So I'm really excited about YouTube and growing that. I neglected my YouTube channel. I actually started in 2017, but I never really used it. I would put like coaching calls and like, testimonial videos up there, but I didn't really get aggressive until about where are we? September. So like about 9 months ago in January, I've been posting consistently every single week. And it's allowed me to get in front of a new audience, in front of more people and really grow my brand. And I wish I would have been consistent on YouTube years ago. But anyway, here we are, we're here right now. So it was really exciting. And anyway, I've had some companies reach out to me. I've done some collaborations. So yeah, so maybe you should be on it, Linda. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm thinking about it. I had a lot of people tell me you need to be on YouTube, Linda. They're doing exactly what you're doing, but it's on YouTube and it can reach a lot more people. But I feel so overwhelmed on like, how would I even start with the YouTube? Editing my own videos and all of that, and I did that for some time, but it's time consuming for me. Like I know maybe some people can just and cut it up, but I do have a YouTube channel. Don't look me up right now, maybe in the future. But have some videos in there. And I started my YouTube channel a long time ago. I don't even 10 years ago. 10 years ago, my YouTube, I was like, I'm gonna try to do YouTube, but I never like really dabbled in it. So take someone like me, how would I even start on YouTube? Like how would I even how can I even develop content on it? Is it just the same as what you do for IG, Instagram? Like, how would someone start?
Okay, so here's the thing about YouTube. And, just like you, I've had a channel for many years, never really took it serious. Because I also felt the same way. I was like, this is so much work. I mean, I was like, this is a lot. So, but then what happened was I realized after I started doing some research, what I would tell you is, first, before you even say, well, how do I get started with YouTube? You have to be clear about why you want to get started with YouTube. So what I have found, and this is something I found accidentally because it started happening to me. So I was putting videos there, here and there, there was no strategy, right? And then I started noticing in 2020, people were finding certain videos I put up there, and these videos were so choppy. Like, it looks unprofessional, low quality, just, I don't know. I threw it up there. And some of these videos, I've had people watch them and then DM me and then say they want to sign up for my coaching and literally pay me the next day. And I'm
Wow.
not talking about pay me like $300. I'm talking about $4,000 packages,
Yeah.
$5,000,
I believe it. I
like
believe
in full. And I started to like, I saw some of my videos like blowing up, right? Like some of them were just going viral. And so what I realized when I started to dig deep, I was like, wait a minute, YouTube is promoting my video. Like
Oh,
YouTube is
wow.
and then what I'm noticing too is that I have noticed is that the videos that you create on YouTube are SEO, right? So they're going to be searched year after year. So like I have videos from 2, 3 years ago that still bring in traffic, still people find me from it. So you create content for YouTube, it lives in the search engines year after year after year, and then Google owns YouTube. So when people search on Google for different things, and you have videos about that topic, you're going to come up. So it's like this natural organic SEO that I found social media doesn't give you. Okay. So, like, for instance, you do TikToks and Reels. I know they say TikTok is SEO, but I don't think the SEO is as strong as
Mm.
uh, Yahoo, Bing, search, other types of search engines, right? So if you make content on social media, it has a short shelf life. Okay. So a reel that you make, yeah, it'll go viral, get popular, but then after like 2 months, is nobody care, it just gets buried down the feed. It kind of like just gets buried, right? So with YouTube, you make a video that it gets popular and it lasts for like 12 months, 2 years. People will still keep finding you. And so then I started seeing that people were finding me there organically without me having to do I do Facebook and Instagram ads. So I'm like, if I want to grow my organic reach, YouTube is doing the most for me, not Instagram. I mean, I have been on Instagram for 5 years. I never had a company reach out to me for a brand sponsorship ever.
Not even those accounts that say, hey, message this person and they'll give you some free
Oh yeah,
eyeglasses.
I get those. The people who want to give you free stuff and not pay you anything are DMing people on Instagram all the time.
Okay.
But on YouTube, like I had really big companies just reach out and say, "Hey, we're looking to we want to sponsor your video." After 6 months of posting once a week, I was like, "Oh no, I'm switching everything over."
Oh yeah.
So
I think I might be doing the same.
yeah, I mean, like I'm just this is all like I don't know, like I was sleeping on YouTube for so long, and then now I'm realizing it. So I'm actually going. I'm getting in front of new people. And so now there are some people that do really well on Instagram. They do really well on TikTok, right? They just do really well. And so if that's working for you and you're listening to this, keep doing whatever works. But if you're like me and it has not worked well, just I don't really grow on Instagram or social media unless I do paid advertising.
Mm.
I don't grow. But on YouTube, I'm growing organically. So it's just really helped me. And then it's helping me grow my newsletter. I'm getting new email subscribers. People are finding out about my courses. Okay. So my whole point of sharing this with you is I hope that story shows you the power of it. So once you have made a decision or you realize the value in it, and you've changed your mindset, because one thing I could tell you right now, Lisa, and everybody listening, is it's a long game. It's gonna take maybe 4 to 6 months to really, it could happen before that, but it takes a while. It's not like, right away. But if you have a really good thumbnail and title, it could start popping off right away and you could go viral. But so anyway, if you're a beginner, just make sure you have the right mindset that it's something that's a long-term play. And what I would say for you is just get like really simple equipment. If you or your listeners want to get a list of tools I use on my channel, I will share that with you, and you can put in the show notes. So we'll share that resource. But there are very simple cameras that you can use to set up. And then when it comes to editing, honestly, I have an editor because I don't have time. I'm running a business. But if you need to do your own editing, it does take a while. But if you're doing like a talking head video, like for your audience and for what you do, you're educating moms. So you can do more like educational talking head videos where you're just talking about something, explaining it. That could be like a 8 to 10 minute video. And I would say just get started. Don't try to be perfect. Just get into the groove of creating, talking to a camera, putting content out. And what really matters with YouTube is like your thumbnail, your title. So you want to be doing some research on what are people searching for right now related to what niche you're in, and then make a list of topics based upon that. And like I said, we'll put that in the show notes because I have a bunch of tools that you can use for SEO research for YouTube. But your first couple of videos, just keep it simple and don't try to be perfect. And it's the same thing with people who want to start a podcast, right? Just put the content out there. You need to your first like 5 podcasts or YouTube videos, they're not going to be perfect, but done is better than perfect, right? So as you're doing it, you're going to be learning skills. You're going to get better and better, but you got to put something out. I told myself that at the beginning of this year, I said, my first couple of videos, I know they're going to be bad. Like, I'm okay. Like, they're going to be bad. I had to tell myself that, or else I would have never done it. I would have never put out content.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it can be overwhelming, and I like the idea of just, hey, just start and tell yourself, hey, it's probably going to be horrible in the beginning. But I remember I did have like a video that did pick up, and it was like years, I mean, almost like 10 years ago, that was about like how to write I don't know, how to like write your list of to-dos or something like that. But I'm gonna probably put some attention on it, just because a lot of my audience members are telling me like, Linda, you need to be on YouTube and everything like that. So I think it's worth a shot, right? Especially like you're saying, you're not really growing on Instagram, you're not really growing on these other channels, and you found your most ROI, return on investment, in your YouTube channel. And I think that you really got to look at the numbers. Okay, you've been doing something for at least 1 year, switch it up and see, and do another thing and see, incorporate something else. Like for me, I'm finally getting a little bit of traction on IG. I like IG because whoever like comes into IG and then goes into my Facebook group, they're usually the ones that are like higher ROI for me to buy, to buy my courses or to even my services. And so just understanding your numbers, I think, is going to really help our audience member. Like, hey, what does your numbers look like? There's some SEO over here on YouTube. TikTok and IG is currently like really, really like flooded, right? With like a whole bunch of content creators and amazing content creators. And you can get lost in the sauce if you're not like upping your game. And like sometimes you do got to get those equipment, right? They're recording things on a Canon, for IG. They're not, and
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And I saw this because I was doing some research, because market
Mhm.
research. I always love doing research before like I jump into something. And I was looking at the follower count. And a lot of these people that have like 100K or over 10K followers, because I'm still I'm still below 10K. I'm gonna get there. I know it. But anyways, I'm still below there. And anyway, I was looking at all the people that have above 10K, that really have these high numbers. And guess what? The majority have a YouTube channel. The majority. They do a clip, a reel about their YouTube channel. Hey, see the rest of the video or this content, like in the caption, it'll be like, see the rest of this in my YouTube channel. So if you're listening to this, a lot of times, you're developing content and you're only using IG, or you're developing content and you're only using maybe blogging, but you're not like diversifying the way that people like actually like funnel into your world, right? Some people get into, like, I know a lot of people follow me after buying my courses, and then boom, they're following me on IG. And then especially when I do a bundle or something like that, boom, I get a whole flood of new people that also builds, my other channels that I'm on, right? So I think it's really interesting that a lot of people that are on YouTube also have these amazing following. Like, look at it, guys. When you're checking somebody out, see if they're on YouTube, because the majority of the time they are.
Yeah, I want to say that I want to let me get back to that, but before I want to say this too. I do one-to-one coaching and consulting, and I'm getting people who are watching my videos on YouTube and just signing up like the next day.
Mm.
And the reason why is the power of long form video. I can go really deep on a topic for 15 to 20 minutes on YouTube. Whereas, short form video, it's like, okay, I watched it for, 15 seconds and you swipe up to the next thing. So it's like, not saying that people do well still with short form, but I feel like long form video you're more connected because you spend more time watching that person. There's
Yeah,
just
I mean,
more of a deeper connection.
if you look at these people like Marie Forleo, You know, she's on
Yeah.
YouTube. That's where I found her, on
What?
YouTube. Before I ever found her on IG.
Yes.
Who else? Howie, right? He does a lot of YouTube. You know, How
Mhm.
I'm butchering names today. How's
Lewis House. Yeah.
Lewis, yes,
Yeah.
Lewis. YouTube. And then of
Yeah.
course transfer over. Who is the other insightful person that, you know, does a lot of really great interviews? Gosh, I can't take his name, but a lot of these huge, like, motivational speakers and really big business people, they have a YouTube channel. Oh, Alex, your guy, Alex.
Hermosi.
Yes, because you're the one who told me about
Yeah.
him. You
Yeah.
know, where did he start? He started on YouTube. Hello, and now he
Yeah.
has 1 million followers on IG. But where did the content start? On YouTube.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. So what a lot of people are doing is when you have long form content, like a video that's long, maybe it's like 10, 15 minutes, you can chop that up and make it into small TikToks and reels. And that's exactly what Alex Hormozi did. And he's grown his, I mean, he was already rich before he started doing this, but he decided, he used to, if you listen to what he used to say, he used to do ads to promote like his other business that he had before. And then he decided to grow his personal brand and he invested in his organic. So they do a video and then they chop it up. Sometimes he does do talking head videos without a long form, or he'll just go on the and just go on his phone and, like, you know, whatever the camera they use. And sometimes, but he does do it from long form. And then from his long form YouTube videos, he takes the audio out and puts it as this podcast. I'm actually in the process of doing that. I do have some of my podcast episodes are audio from my YouTube. So I don't have to do double work. I just make one long YouTube channel. I mean YouTube, one long YouTube video. I take the audio out, isolate that. That's the podcast. So I don't have to, record a separate podcast, another, a TikTok or a reel, and then do a YouTube. Like, that's so much work that you're doing. Whereas if you could just repurpose, that can also help you a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think it's either going to be sweat equity that you put into your YouTube channel, or it's
Mhm.
going to be you. Like, for me, my podcast manager, she also does YouTube, and I've been telling her, I'm like, hey, what do you think? This is the type of style I want to do, because I want to do lifestyle, like in the behind the scenes of entrepreneurship. And I showed
Yeah.
her like somebody else that I really, really enjoy watching, and she has an interior design business. Her name is Karen Bond. She is super amazing. And I love the way that she would, like, she's driving somewhere and she has her video in the car with her and she's talking about entrepreneurship. You know, it's not about the most talented. It's actually about, like the go-getter, like just being out there and putting yourself out there, because you can be the most talented designer, but if nobody knows about you, you're not going to get the business. The one that's who goes boldly for it. And the same thing like this. You can be extremely talented in your industry, extremely skilled, but you're going to be the best kept secret if you don't have a YouTube channel.
Exactly. I mean, I like the fact that you mentioned Marie Forleo, because you think about it, like, why do people love her so much? Like, what is she talking about that's different? And like, it's because she has this like powerful powerful brand on YouTube where people just connect to you. They're watching you for 10, 15, 20 minutes. And so now you build that loyal fan, right? And
Oh
so
yeah.
they're going to follow you. And you're right. A lot of the TikTokers, and I see there are a lot of people on Instagram that have these large followings who also have YouTube channels, because people find you on YouTube and then go follow you on Instagram, which is what's
Yeah,
happening to me.
exactly. Cause I did. I checked you out on IG, and I was like, shoot, 14K. Currently it could be higher now because you're growing huge. But yeah, you're right, because it's about building that loyal following because you're providing value. And I really
Yeah.
feel like there's two types of people in the industry. There's people that just do it because of the monetary value, but then there's others that do it because they absolutely love what they do. And I think instead of looking at, when people are monetizing entrepreneurs that are listening to this podcast, if you're doing it for the monetary gains, I want you to switch your thinking and do it and try to find something that you absolutely love, because if you're just doing for monetary gains, you're going to give up. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to, gonna fall hard, and you're not gonna go to place because people can feel the energy, and people can feel if you're authentic, really doing service because you love, or doing the service because you're trying to get paid. Not that we're not trying to get paid out here. We're trying to do what we love, and obviously, create, substantial income for generations, and that can bless our families. But at the same time, I want people to, like, if you're going to go to YouTube, know your why, have fun with it, grow it in a fun way, instead of like, oh, I'm trying to do it because I want to get a brand deal. Maybe that could be one of your goals, but let the reason that you're doing it be because you love something about it, like fall in love with the process. If I can say
Yes, I think that is so important. And I also want to say something too. So you can monetize these channels, and especially like YouTube, they have something called the YouTube Partner Program, where when you create a video, if you have to have a certain level of watch time hours and subscribers to be eligible. But once you get into it, you can actually get paid for your videos. Every time someone watches your videos, advertisers run ads on it, and YouTube, basically
yeah.
pays the creators like over 50%. So you can literally get paid just to, like, it's like if I'm making videos, I want to get paid for that. If I'm putting content on somebody's platform, you need to pay me for that. But also, like, if you're getting paid to promote your business, pretty much you're getting paid by YouTube to promote your business.
Yeah. Like, I'm saying, yeah, absolutely. Like, because we're monetizing entrepreneurs, we're about like making that, all ways that we can like diversify our income stream. But I also want people to know when they're going on this endeavor, because if you're just thinking about just monetary gains, because you're gonna look at somebody to your side, the grass looks greener, right? They look like they're killing it, and you're like looking at your content, and you're not even getting paid yet. You're 6 months into it. You're not gonna develop it into where it could be if there's not something that you love about it. You know what I'm saying? Because when you love something, like, okay, I love creating this content, you put love into it, you make it cool, you make it amazing, you get creative ideas. But if you're just doing it for one thing and you're, I dread doing this, but I know it's going to give me reach and all that, you're not going to make it that far, because you're going to give up in the process, So I just want, for me, that's my little 2 cents for whoever's starting something, because I see women, like, I'm a web designer, and I've seen women, invest in a packet 3K, drop 5K on their websites, and give up after 3 months. Like, what I'm saying? Like, you have to play the long game, and you have to find something that you absolutely love, and do it for the impact. Do it because you're reaching that one person, and that you feel like you have a purpose to do this. Because, I don't want to see anybody fall off after 3 months. And that's why we have our community, because I want to support them. I want to, like, keep on going.
Yeah, yeah. So I would say this is another thing too. Like, if you're trying to grow a business as a mom, what I would say is the best service to make money right away with is services. I mean, the best thing to make money is a service. So a one-to-one service like web design is one example, or a virtual assistant, or coaching, where you're helping people establish whatever, like reach a goal. Business coaching, life coaching, health coaching, just a one-to-one service where you can work with someone and get them a result. I would start with services before you try to do, like, brand deals, affiliate, all this stuff. Like, affiliate marketing is something that's going to take time. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes a while to start. You have to get, first of all, you need to get traffic to those links.
Yeah.
So another thing you could do is YouTube as well, because if you're putting your links on your YouTube videos and you're getting like hits you're getting views, that's going to happen over time. But if I would say start with a service, and then as you're making money from your services, then you can add something like digital products, courses, memberships. And then you can have that affiliate marketing, income coming in. And I mean, that's what I have going on. So I have a membership program. It's a 12-month membership. It's for women and we have free men too, but mainly women who want to grow with services. And then I also have courses that are like one-off courses, and you just take those. I really love the membership model because it gives you recurring revenue. Like,
I
I
love
just
that
like,
model.
I like to wake up and know that, okay, next month I'm going to make 10K, even if I take a vacation.
Yeah.
Have all these payment plans coming in, and it says 10K on my dashboard. Okay, next 30 days, you're supposed to be making 10K. I feel like I could sleep at night like a baby.
Yes.
I don't like to start from zero. So I've been selling courses. I've made a lot of money. I mean, we make about six figures every year, multiple six figures, right? From courses and memberships. And I could tell you, I've tried courses, I've tried group coaching, I had a mastermind. Some of these programs were like, five figures. Some of the programs were lower priced. The one model that has allowed me to just have to like doesn't take that much time to do.
YouTube.
No, a membership,
Oh,
a
membership.
recurring
Okay.
membership that people just pay every month. It's just so much easier. So I have a membership, and then I have the other programs on top of that. Like, so I do have some high ticket stuff, but the membership is the foundation of everything because it's that recurring revenue.
Yes.
And the thing about membership is some of the people that come in, because I would say I would consider mine to be like a lower ticket membership. People have gone from like, I used to have a membership that was like $47 a month. It was a while back. I've had people pay $47 a month, and then like next month they sign up for like a $5,000 one-on-one package with me.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
So all these things are ways that you can monetize. Your one-to-one is your highest level. You need to charge premium for one-to-one services because it's
Absolutely.
taking your time. Your time has to be in there having the calls. Go ahead. You're gonna say something.
Yeah. I was gonna say this because that's the same thing with me. Like for me, I have a recurring income stream. And so basically as a web designer, I also host websites. So I have like kind of like a hosting company. So we do tech support. And so every client, they go into my recurring income stream, they can opt to stay with their current hosting provider, or I provide the hosting for them, which also includes tech support. So if anything happens, and everything like that. And I treat every client like gold because that's my recurring income stream, and I absolutely love it. And that's what allowed me to have more time, transition from doing one-on-one. Right now, I want to build my template shop. So I'm building like a show it template shop and sell my website.
Oh, wait a minute. You do Show It? I love Show It.
I love show
I,
it.
I use Squarespace, but I do love Show It
Let me let me transition you over.
though.
It's amazing. Show it absolutely because it integrates also with WordPress. You can have just show it by itself, or you can integrate WordPress, which is like ups the ante. It's a no-brainer for me as a web designer. So, and I have my clients transition also on Show It because it just brings more features. You can design it however you want. There is no limitations with Show It. And so I'm building that out. So I have now more time because I developed that recurring income stream. So if you're a service provider, try to find, and I tell my peoples and I tell my one-on-one, clients, do a recurring income stream because that is fijo. You know what I'm saying? That what's coming in each month and you're able to scale. You're able to to grow with that and diversify.
Yes. That is, like I said, and the recurring revenue doesn't have to be membership. It could be like what you're doing. You have the services every month. Then it could be affiliates. Like, for instance, people come into my programs and I show them different tools to use, and then they purchase the tools, and that's affiliate revenue for me, right? As a web designer, especially, I want to tell you something right now. Like, you need to build your digital product shop tomorrow, girl. Because I have a digital product shop. We just opened it like I just started it like in August. We only have like 3 products, and people are just going to my website and buying it. Like, I'm not even promoting digital. Are we planning to do a
Oh
lot?
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, when you're visible, because of my Facebook group, whenever I'm going in there, I got sales every day from because I have a lot more. I'm actually diversifying my all of my digital products. I do have a speaker's toolbox. We have slide decks already designed from Canva, different designs,
yeah.
as well as the strategy to sell in your Facebook group. So I'm just making it better. And I gotta do it next month. But but yes, whenever I am live or doing an event, I get sales every day. And
Yeah.
so I think it's just about being visible and people knowing that you're there and you're there for them, and they're checking you out, they're checking out your website. And this is why I always point back, like, have a blog. Like you're having your YouTube channel. I hope that you're utilizing your blog and slapping that bad boy up on your blog because that's SEO. That's double the SEO. Pin your Pinterest. I hope that you're
Oh, I'm
pinning.
on Pinterest too. Are you on? Do you do Pinterest?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. That's
Absolutely.
free organic traffic.
Oh my gosh. And so imagine leveraging YouTube, which with leveraging your blogging, because that's Yoast SEO, that's Google as
Yes.
well, and utilizing Pinterest, which is also an SEO That's it. You got the trifecta
Well, let's
of
talk about SEO because this is a thing too. Like SEO is like it takes a while to kick in. That's why people are like, oh, I'm just gonna do, I'm gonna get on social media. Or they're
yeah, it's
like,
about
I'll just do
longevity.
it takes time, but let me tell you, I think SEO is true passive income. People find you and then sign up and then buy, and you're not doing anything.
I
No,
have
you are
people.
doing things. You're just posting like a couple of times a month on, your blog, your pinning, but you could automate your Pinterest pins. And the beautiful thing about SEO, like a blog, a YouTube channel, and so just so you know, I do embed my YouTube videos on my blog, which
That
is that's good for SEO because Google loves when they
yes,
see that.
yes, you
um,
better.
yeah, so these are just ways that, invest some time in building up these organic search-based like methods of getting people into your funnel. Because at the end of the day, you're building a funnel so that people could get into your
Yeah.
world and eventually become a paid client or customer.
I now call it an ecosystem,
It
because
is.
it all works together. Girl, I have, I'm not as huge as you, but I have so
Okay,
many
I'm not that
people
big. I only have like,
come
I don't know, you probably have more Instagram followers than me.
hey. But anyways, but I have a lot of people because I love emailing and I email my list every single week, especially with the podcast. And people come out and tell me about my emails and like they reply back to my emails. They get on my discovery calls just to talk about like how do you do these emails, like the way that you do these emails. So I hope that you're also emailing your list,
Okay,
right?
so yes, let me say that. We haven't even talked about email marketing.
Email marketing, man. It's bomb.com.
Email marketing I am so into email marketing. Like most of my money and sales comes from email marketing. Right now, I have an email newsletter of over 19,000 subscribers, and that's growing. I'm hoping to grow it more this year. But the majority come from people like I'm making offers every other week. I typically try to email at least once a week, but sometimes we have promotional periods and I'm emailing every day of the week and I'm getting sales because I'm just emailing like crazy. Now, with email marketing, there's so much money to be made on this.
Girl.
The thing about that, though, I will be honest with you, you have to like to write. If you don't like writing, you're not going to want to do my email.
I do. I
I
love
love writing. Yeah. So I love it. I do it. So my ecosystem and my funnel is that everything, my email list is the heart and foundation of my funnel. So people will find me on YouTube and then subscribe to one of my free digital ebooks or whatever. And then now they're in my email list. People will find me on my blog. They'll find me on Pinterest. And all I'm doing 24/7 is telling people to get on my email list through my free downloads that I have. I have free checklists, free templates, free downloads, free trainings, and I'm collecting your name and email all the time so that you
yeah.
can get into my email newsletter. And then from there, I can do so much. We could do so much. Like I know you host summits. Like, so when I have summits, I can email my subscribers, say, hey, join us on this summit. I have now I'm getting people who sponsor my email newsletter. I have people paying businesses paying me to sponsor my newsletter. I mean, it's just so much you could do. It's so powerful. Now, I want to say this too. I'm going to keep it real with you and your audience today. But
Absolutely. I love it.
I'm just because I decided that this year I'm going to say whatever I want. I don't care anymore. I really don't like social media that much
Okay.
because I feel like for social media, you have to constantly post all the time. And I would like to not spend time on there all the time. Like, opening up Instagram and Facebook just have so many notifications, just people DMing you, like all these like little, okay, somebody like this, and then you have a DM. Like my brain just, it's just me. Other people may not feel like some people love TikTok, some people love Instagram.
Oh, I get
That's great.
overwhelmed. I get
I feel overwhelmed. Good.
I used to like one of the things that has kind of like deterred me was when I would kind of like have a whole bunch of notifications. I will go into a little cave. I'll like let me get away from all this because this is a lot.
Yeah, it just feels
Yeah.
so overwhelming. So me personally, I don't really post that much on Instagram or Facebook, but because I have a newsletter, I don't really have to. I literally don't really have to be on social media because I have a newsletter. So that's where I make my sales. I make offers. And now with YouTube, I can just come into like this little studio you see here right? Record my podcast, record my YouTube channel videos, and then schedule it out for the next couple of. I just batched like 3 YouTube videos. I bashed it, so I don't have to necessarily open up Instagram and TikTok and all these things and be on it. And I love using this as a business owner, but I will be honest with you, I don't think social media is good for your mental health. Too much
Ooh.
consumption. There's been studies on it. There's been
Oh,
studies done. So I think it's okay to use it. I think we all have, as creators, we need to be able to manage it and not be, we don't allow yourself to get addicted to it. There's a lot of, you can go research this and do a search. So you just have to be very careful. And certain platforms are more addictive than others. Like TikTok is very
yeah.
addictive.
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
not.
spending like 2 hours on there scroll. Like, this is such good content. Like, I can't get off the app. I had to delete it because it was just so overwhelming.
Yeah, I feel that 100%. And that's why like I am currently like posting like 1 to 2 reels a day just because I want to like try to finesse it. I want to see, like I used to, and the thing about it is I used to get overwhelmed by the notifications. I used to get overwhelmed by the DMs, to the point that I would just, okay, let me chill out. I'm getting a lot of like visibility. I used to be afraid of visibility, but I've actually come crossed over where I'm in a more like secure place, and it's just about giving value. And that's where I'm at. Like, I'm just trying to hear
Yeah, I think if you
value.
can control it and, like, you can schedule your reels now on
Yes,
Meta
you
Business
can.
Suite. So you
Mhm,
don't have to always open it up and check in. So
mhm.
that's fine. But I just feel like as creators too, you need to like kind of have some quiet time and that clear
Oh,
your
absolutely.
mind so that you have that energy to come up with new ideas and also come up with original ideas. So one thing I want to say too is, remember you asked me, so you decided to pivot and I didn't really go into what that pivot was. So this leads into my next why I really did pivot. So for many years, I was known as someone who taught social media managers, and all I did was I was known as being someone who's just, if you don't learn social media, go to Alma. She's a social media person.
You're a
And
go-to.
yeah, so I decided that was my pivot, that I don't want to be known for social media because I don't like social media. I don't like it. I don't want to be on here. But what I do love and I want to be known for is content marketing and
Mm,
messaging. So content marketing, that's back to what we were saying about the newsletters. When you have an email newsletter and you have an email list of people, you have their name and their email, you own that list, right? Social media, your account could get closed down, taken away, whatever happened, and then you lose all those followers. But if you have those same people are on your email newsletter, if something happens to your account, you can email your list and tell them, hey, I just opened a brand new account. Go follow me on the new one. Because so you're not at the whim and mercy of these platforms. So your email is something that you own. Your podcast, something that you own. Email and podcast and your blog is you. It's not somebody else. So I really think that all of us here should make sure you have one form of something that you own. A podcast is truly you. It's not like, even I love YouTube. I love YouTube. But YouTube is like another company owns it. Like, somebody else is doing, but you have your list of people. You have lindamendable.com. That is your platform, right? Nobody can take that away from you. It's yours. So just think about that, everybody here. And then the other thing I want to say, which I think is really important, is if you are a business owner, okay, social media, this is the issue with social media. And maybe we could talk about when you have your summit, maybe we could do a whole segment of this. I have been doing digital marketing for over 10 years. Okay. I used to basically have an agency where we would write blog posts for like law firms and like different businesses. And we would create like tons of content every single month, hundreds of pieces of content. Okay. So when I talk about content, I know what I'm talking about because I've been doing this for a long. I'm also a copywriter, right? So one thing I could tell you is, if you're trying to build a long-term business and also a long-term brand where you have loyal followers, okay, a loyal audience, people who want to, they'll buy anything you have to sell. There was forgot his name. This Go ahead and read. I think his first name was Kevin, but a long time ago he wrote an article called 100 True Fans, where he said that if you have 100 people that pay you $100 every year, you can make a living as an artist. If these people, every time you put something out and it costs like $100 and they just buy it, like you can make a full-time income just from a few core loyal fans who buy your stuff over and over and over again. Okay. And I feel like everybody who's listening to this podcast, you need to read that article. Just put it into Google. It's called, just type in like 100 True Fans, and you should see the article that comes up. The reason why that's important is because if you want to have a long-term business and you want to be able to sell things consistently, if you have people who follow you, whether it's your newsletter, podcast, your whatever channel you want to use, Instagram, and these people are loyal to you, you can have long-term income regardless of what happens. Let's say you decided, I want to change my mind. I want to talk about this topic, right? I mean, as long as it's kind of relevant to those people, you could do that. Let's say you decide to take a break. You're burnt out. Take a 6-month break. You come back, your fans are still there, right? Because they're loyal to you. Now, when you can cultivate 100 true fans, what you need to do is in order for you to look, the honest truth is in 2020, everybody quit their job and became a coach. There's so much competition, Linda. Everybody's a coach. Everybody's an expert of this, and everybody is selling courses. Everybody's, everybody. So you on social media, Instagram and TikTok, anybody could use their phone and just start making a video and say they know everything, supposedly. And they could be very enticing and you may believe them, right? So if you're a woman, a mom, and you're trying to build a business, you're competing with all these people on TikTok and Instagram. So what you need to do is, in addition, you can have TikTok and Instagram. You need to also have evergreen content that sets you apart from the competition. And long form content in the form of either a podcast, a YouTube show, an email newsletter, and even a book is going to set you apart from everybody else. It's going to put you at a higher level. So people will read a book and you can use that book to get them to work with you. People will listen to your podcast and they'll really listen to it like 20 minutes. I mean, Linda, you have like 50-minute podcast episodes. People are listening to you for a long time. They're glued, right? So you're building that loyal fan base or followers, audience, community, whatever you want to call it. Say, right? Community, followers, whatever. So everyone here, just think about this. What are you going to do to stand out from the competition and set yourself apart from everybody else? And so think about that. And it should not be on social media. Like, you need to have something outside of social media to set you apart from the competition. So just think about that.
Girl, everything that you were saying, I absolutely love what you said about the 100 fans. That's such a good read. I can't wait to read that one. So I'm going to definitely Google that. And I love what you're saying, like, what's going to set you aside from the competition? And one of the things that I saw, like, I was like, man, I'm still booking clients, and I wasn't posting on social media. I took a complete break, but I was still booking clients. I was still doing, certain things. And I was like, hey guys, don't think that I'm not, I'm not still here. I'm still here when I would pop on in my IG, because it just feels like if you're not there, you don't exist almost, right? In your business and stuff like that. That's the thing that kind of like is a bit sad about social media, right? When we're trying to grow our brands and everything like that. But I have found, if you're on the right channels, like podcasting, your email list, your courses that truly are bringing value, and as well your YouTube, that really kind of like will increase your following regardless. And you don't have to be on social media. You don't have to be on IG all the time. And I love that concept that you're saying about fans. And it's so true. And it's not even about a fan thing or a following. I think it's more like a community, that you're building a community and people that want to be a part with the people that you resonate with. Because I do have a different message than someone else out there, and they can hear it within, if they listen and tune into the podcast episode and everything like that, they can hear the message. I had someone the other day, like, I don't even ask for, reviews or anything like that. And someone gave a review, like, I love Linda's message. I was like, and I love all that she's doing. I was like, wow, someone just gave a 5-star review. I was like, this is awesome. Because for me, I didn't go in with a lot of strategy when it came to the podcast. It was like, I want to provide value. I feel that I'm called to do the podcast, and I want to bring these stories to people that want to, because I've always found myself having insightful conversations. And you know how there's some people that have the personality that maybe that just you just talk, right? And you feel comfortable in talking, and And I have found like sometimes I'm just in these I'm talking with these amazing people and they're giving me such beautiful gems. Like you have dropped some such beautiful gems, right, for us. And I feel like other people got to listen to this. Why am I the only one getting these absolutely amazing gems, right? And that's one of the reasons why I started the podcast. And I'm going to say this because this was a total game changer. And how I'm pivoting and how I'm niching is we're starting a membership, but the membership is about collaboration in bundles and it's about growing your email list. Because if you can actually partner with other people that have lookalike audiences, right? But you have a particular message, and maybe the way that you come across is different than the way that they come across, or you get what I'm saying? And everybody wins because you're cross-pollinating. I feel I've seen my own like business grow because of being part of bundles and being part of summits. And I'm like, this is the way to go for moms who have a limited amount of time, right? We don't have a lot of time. And who have a limited, like, you can't be on social media like that. You can't create these amazing content because maybe like I have a whole mess over here. I just cleaned up nice over here, right? You can't, you got to do laundry. You got to, all these things. And like, maybe if you're just starting out and you want to validate your product, and maybe you're not really good on video, but maybe you're good at content writing, or maybe you're good at video in the form of a course, right? But how you're going to get yourself out there, because there's a lot of gatekeepers. And so with the bundles, this actually allows you to cross-pollinate and that people choose if they want to want to download your item, and this actually gives you like those freebies that you have. We can put it in a bundle with other people that have kind of like, what's one of your freebies?
Okay, so I have 10 different. One of them is a client onboarding kit, client onboarding checklist. We break down like if you're a service provider, how to onboard clients so you're not like overwhelmed, disorganized. Yes, we'll be putting that down here.
Yeah, that one. That's a good one.
I have a social media content planner to help you like plan out your ideas for social media and get organized. And I just have a lot, girl. Those are the two main ones.
Okay, two main ones, right? So those are for social media. Let's say we do a bundle and we collaborate with other social media people. Yeah. They come together with their stuff, but each is different, right? Each little piece. You put together a bundle like that, and then, whenever you send it out to your email list and they decide who they want to download, right? But that easily grows your email list. And not only that, because of the way that you have your sales page or you're speaking directly to them and they're getting on your list and they're getting into your world and into your ecosystem.
Okay, we need to talk. This is like the best podcast I've ever been on, Linda. My God. It's like, it just feels so natural of just talking. All right. So first of all, I need to ask you something. I'm on your podcast. I'm like interviewing you, your podcast. How was that experience with being on a bundle? I've done virtual summits that has helped. I have not done a bundle. I am curious. What was your experience like? How has it helped you?
I was like, this is it. This is my thing.
Oh, wow.
I have been looking. One of the things I went out, I'm getting chills. I went out on a search because I would have people drop $5,000 for their website. And then in 3 months, they would just fall off. Because they didn't know how to get clients on this digital online space. And so I've created, like, one of my products is the Blog Cure, how to get clients with blogging, how to sell your products with blogging. It's all about storytelling, and people don't understand that. If you want to get a client, do a case study or do something out before and after of like if you've never done an account, but hey, if your social media account looks like this, you do a mock-up of what you would do for a social media account, right? You do case study, you blog about it. And so that's the blog here. If you want to grab it, I'm going to put it in the show notes because it also has like a content calendar and stuff like that, because I really believe all you need is once a week. And if you have the right content, you're going to get booked. But anyways, so I started and I'm like, so I brought that out, but people didn't want to blog. I was like, all right, and I was just looking for my thing and I started doing these summits and, I was starting to do these the bundles, you grow like crazy if you have so I decided to do a strategy like on my sales, because I have a funnel within the Blog Cure. It goes straight into my email list, straight into my community, and people get into and they see how they can get plugged in, all the different areas. Boom. And that's when I discovered the bundles are one of the best ways to grow your email list, to grow your following. Because I had a lot of people, because after they get an item from the bundle, I put, hey, follow me on IG. Girl, my followers increased. I was like, why can't we just create community over competition, collaboration, and cross-pollinate and grow together? Because really, there's abundance out here, but a lot of people
Yeah.
have, and how can we, instead of posting every day and having your video go viral, right, in order to get seen, or having that long game, you can get it immediately with a bundle, and people can see your style. People can see what
That
you.
is. Wait a minute. Do you also collaborate? Like, what I've gotten some people emailing me about doing bundle projects, like where there's like 20 people that are all putting their stuff in a bundle. Is that the type of thing you've done?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
okay, wow.
that's the type of thing, and it is absolutely amazing. And so what we're going to do is teach people how to host one.
Okay, wait a minute. Can you come on my podcast, like an interview about the whole bundle strategy for? Okay,
Absolutely.
that's gonna be like the amazing. Oh my gosh, let's do it.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be an
Oh
amazing
yeah.
episode.
I love this episode because
Yes.
I just feel like, okay, because the thing about it is you built your foundation, and a lot of people have a foundation, right? But you have your foundation and you get immediate. So once you build your foundation, girl, that's when, like, boom, boom, everything. And then you do Facebook ads and then just.
Okay, well, I want to talk about Facebook ads. I feel like what you just said earlier about why it's so important to collaborate with people, like, especially a lot of women's and we're in like the women's space of business owners, right? Collaboration is so important. Like, find someone who has an audience and you have an audience that's similar, and then do like a swap, like an email. So let me tell you something. I have an email newsletter called The Profitable Creator. And I am part of these networks where people who have other newsletters, they like contact you if they, to do swaps with you. Okay. This is a huge industry because newsletters are like have been popular. There's been a few newsletters that grew to like 7 figures, and it's been all over the news. Like everyone's trying to start a newsletter now. I've been doing newsletters before that. Before it was popular, I was doing it. I was making money on newsletters. But so what I'm trying to say is I see now I'm part of kind of like the newsletter community. It's a very small community, but I feel like especially like for women, there needs to be more women in that community because some of the people that wanted to swap with me, it's like, they have like a newsletter about like Bitcoin or whatever, like just random topics. And I'm like, oh, my mom, not that they wouldn't want to, my audience cares, but it's like they're more like guys on it. So I wanted to really connect with other women and do swaps like this. But so me and you, Linda, we need to talk after this episode how we could do a swap. But everyone listening, figure out how you can swap with other audiences. So what you said is important because the problem is I do paid advertising, and I one of the things we've been doing over the past several years is we do paid ads. I've done Pinterest ads and we do Instagram, Facebook ads, right? But my goal is to eventually wean off of it because I don't want to I want to kind of like get away, like slowly trickle, like and the YouTube channel or these organic things I'm doing is helping me a lot because now I use ConvertKit for my email newsletter, and they have a program called the Creator Network. So like, I don't know if you're on there, but if you are, I can recommend you because they have like a whole tool where you can recommend different people. So I'm getting new subscribers like so we can talk if you want to learn about it. I'm getting new subscribers from this free network. They just launched it like this year. So like that's one way. And so there's a huge thing now where people are just swapping audiences. So everyone watching here, think about I'm gonna put together a special resource on how to monetize. So that'll be in the show notes. It'll have everything I'm talking about, all the links, everything you need. It'll be right there. Okay. So just so you know, I'm gonna give it to you. But you can do that. That's one way. There's other networks besides ConvertKit. There's other like companies that do this. I know there's like Beehive. There's like Substack. So there's a lot of different ways to, connect and network because Facebook ads are good, but you don't want to rely on them for your business because anything can happen to your account. And then secondly, like it just costs money. You're spending money, like, So, and then, ads, like this is a lot of things. I run ads. So like I'm an ads manager. This is what I do as a digital marketer. So it's good, but you don't want to rely on it. So I think connecting with other people, doing these like programs, whether it's virtual summits, bundles, doing email swaps, doing what joint webinars are also really good. You can get in front of other people's audiences, and grow without having to invest in a bunch of ads. And I'm talking about someone who has spent 6 figures in ad. Like I spend more than $100,000.
Oh yeah, I am too.
I'm telling you that I spent way too much. I'm like, I can't wait to just not spend anymore. Like I cannot wait.
But I know we're a little bit over time, but I absolutely love talking to you. And yeah, and get on the wait list for Monetizing Mompreneur Society if you want to grow with bundles and summits. I'm telling you, it's going to be absolutely amazing if you have the mindset to do collaborations. And Alma, I'm going to actually connect you with someone who also does email marketing, and she has a list of 26,000. Since you guys have and she's similar, but she does email marketing, and that's her specific niche. I can connect you to, because one of the things that we've done is that we asked our audience, like, what were our main qualifying factor for our Monetizing Mompreneur Summit, was for the email list. Now for our bundles, we are doing something completely different. It's more collaboration, and there's no specific, we're just going to partner you up with like lookalike and help you have a landing page and have a structure that you can get people into your email list. And that's what we're doing, like that strategy to get people into your ecosystem, and and helping people get their sales pages, as a web designer, get their sales pages and stuff like that, do the whole funnel process. And so, but I want to connect you with her because she's absolutely amazing, and she's going to be in the summit. So we're going to have a really high reach with the summit. We're going to have in this December 6th to the 8th, we're going to have around 27 speakers. It's going to be like really dynamic. We're going to have some live, we're going to have networking sessions, and we're also going to have pre-recorded that they're going to be running, when the summit runs. So join us for Monetizing Mompreneur Summit, and you're going to be there, right? So I'm excited.
Yes, I'm planning to be a speaker. Excited.
Alma, where can people find you? Alma.
Yeah. Yes, Alma. Okay, I'm on almabradford.com. I'm on almabradford.com. So just come to my website, and all of my free resources, my newsletters there, my YouTube channel links, everything is on almabradford.com. So I also have a digital product shop there, so you can check that out.
Hallelujah. Amen. And by the way, do not, and whoever's listening to this, do your free resource library, because honestly, that's one of the ways that I book my VIP clients is through my free resource library. So girl, that's a good strategy.
Yeah, I got that on there too.
Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have a chance, stop by the website at lindamendable.com. Sign up for the Blog Cure, which is an awesome course that I created that will help you set up your blog or take your blog to the next level. And join us over at Monetizing Mompreneurs Facebook group. I just want to say again, thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening.